Hey guys, Dr. G with another episode on what makes you feel bad, how you can feel better, and how you can live long and well. All right, today we're going to talk about insulin. You may not care about insulin, but in fact, you do care about insulin because we've got some really powerful research that's telling us that insulin and aging, it is a disappointing relationship. And that is that when we see insulin rise as we get older, it makes us sicker and more likely to, you guessed it, die. So don't like to have high insulin. We want to have insulin in the right amounts because insulin helps you use the fuel that you eat. It allows us to get glucose into cells. And so it's one of those Goldilocks things. We want not too much, not too little. We want just the right amount. So what are three ways that you can lower your insulin naturally? Well, one way is for you to eat in a smaller eating window. Basically, it gives your body a bigger break from food. So that means pushing breakfast out a little bit. And after you have your last meal, you want to have that a few hours before you go to bed. This is called, some people call this intermittent fasting. This is a style often used for the Bredesen protocol, which is how you can get your memory back if you're having memory problems, but more on that another time. And trying to have people do a 12-3 type of fast. That means 12 hours of fasting with at least 3 hours after the last meal is one of the strategies that we use to help people keep that insulin level low. Another thing is setting yourself up for successful snacking. And that means having snacks that you know are healthy, that are at the ready, available, and removing triggers for those unhealthy snacks, right? So if you know every time I walk into this room, I reach for the chips, well, let's move the chips, right? And let's make sure you have alternatives that are healthy for you to eat. Water with a twist of lemon, coffee in the morning. I'm a big fan of coffee. Those of you who know me, because coffee, it's the ultimate health food, right? Increased coffee consumption during the morning is associated with a reduced risk of dying. So it's important to understand these important tools. And then the other thing is you can affect your insulin levels by movement. If you plan on taking a walk, especially after heavy meals, you are going to blunt the big insulin response that you would otherwise get. So taking a little walk, take your dog for a walk. You guys know I'm a big fan of being a dog owner myself, of taking walks with the dogs. And so what I challenge you guys to do is maybe today, let's take a look at what is your eating window, right? How are you eating all through the day from the moment you get up to the end? And see if you can shrink it just a little bit to help lower your insulin levels. And remember, this is going to serve you well in the long run because insulin, this is from the Frontiers in Endocrinology. It's not a good thing to have your insulin level getting high. And as always, giving you dog approved wisdom and doctor based science. So I hope you guys take that. Have a great day. And let's keep our insulin levels reasonable today, okay? All right. Have a great day.